cannot believe this is the final game in the Squid Game challenge coming this November. Stay to the end to find out what that really is. Just thinking about what season 2 of Squid Game, the challenge, will bring at the end of this year is just insane. Like, I don't think you guys understand just how crazy this really is and how ambitious it will get. So be prepared because it's going to be bigger and better than season 1. But what are the details? Well, that's what I'm here for. Like and subscribe right now if you're excited for Squid Game The Challenge Season 2. Some of you might not know this, but the first season of Squid Game The Challenge was a success in its own right. I mean, sure, the original series is way bigger, but this isn't a competition. And even if it was, then we should compare it with TV shows instead. And it might interest you to know that the players who competed in the first season was actually a complete 456 players like the original series. That set the record for the largest competitors in reality TV show history. Although, that record easily later broken by Beast Games, which had a total of 1,000 competitors. Season 1 of Squid Game The Challenge was a success on all grounds, and it makes me wonder what Netflix is doing differently to make season 2 even better and badder. Well, for those who have watched the show, if you remember, the prize money for the game was a whopping $4.56 million. Yeah, you heard me right. Let me say that again. $4.56 million. I don't know about you, but I can think of a good number of things that money can do for me with this amount. Jeez. Anyways, don't get your thoughts in twist. The prize money isn't going to increase in season 2. It's still going to be $4.56 million. Still, that's a lot of money, and the players are going to do anything, I mean anything, to make sure they win the games. But when I say anything, I don't mean kill people. Hey, come on, this isn't the original Squid Games. This is a reality TV show. You don't really think they'll be out there killing people, did you? Anyways, like the first season, the game of the second season will definitely be drawn from the games in season 2 and season 3 of the original show. Oh yeah. That means we'll be getting the OG red light, green light, and like the first season of the reality TV show, there will be little games, advantages, and so on in between the games. So for the first game, red light, green light, I am pumped to see how that goes. You know, the major difference between the original show and the reality TV show is that the players in the reality TV show know what they're walking into. Unlike the original, the players have no clue, and it's only when they survive at the first game that they understand what they've walked into and they start to adapt slowly. But in the reality TV show, every player knows what they're getting themselves into. And I think it's safe to say that all of them have a strategy with which they intend to win in the games. And it's in the first game we will see who the jerks are and who the good ones are. Because let's be honest, all of them will know how red light, green light goes. And there's only 2 reasons anyone would fail despite knowing how that first game goes. The first fail would be they're too slow and they don't make it to the end of the line on time. And the second is that they stop in an uncomfortable position which they can't hold while they stand. And for the third fail is where someone else pushes people down. Remember what I said about how all the jerks will reveal themselves. And you might be thinking, well, Kareem, who would be stupid enough to push someone else and make himself the bad guy? I've got a question for you. How many bad guys do you think actually wake up in the morning and think, hey, I'm gonna be a bad guy? Nope, barely any. That player will justify his actions with whatever thing they need to say to do. And we'll also see those who are kind, like Ali in season 1 of the original. A player might help another player up and motivate other players. Anyways, getting into the juicy part of this video now. After the first game, most of the players would have had the players that they like and the ones they hate. And that will help spice things up, because that's when bonds will be formed. You know, when people talk about quality time, I don't think a lot of people really understand what that is. Because think about it, you could pass by someone every day, eat in the same diner every afternoon, or grab coffee from the same cafe every morning, and you still won't say a word to each other, or even get close. But with the right circumstances, created by the right set of events, you would become very close. And that's what Squid Game does. Both the reality TV show and the original, within a short period of time, people became very close to one another because of the situation they are in together, and the game then uses those bonds against them. Anyways, the second game will be Mingle, and you know what? I'm curious about it. I'm curious if they will make use of the original Mingle set that was used in season 2 of the original show, or will they have to build the whole thing from scratch all over again? Wild, isn't it? Anyways, we'll know when the show drops. The point is, this particular level will have a level of uniting and abandoning that you have no clue about. Like geez, let's say the number required is 5 players in one room, and you as a player are with 2 of your friends. So you get 2 more players to complete you all, and you get into a room, but then the next number is 2. What happens? Who will the guys abandon? It's going to be such a headache. And for those of you who haven't watched season 1, you might be saying that there's no way the reality TV show has any depth and drama like the original show because people aren't dying for real. Well, I assure you, you have no idea. Seeing how real people behave in high tensions and break down will shock you. The third game will be Six-Legged Pentathlon, and honestly, this game I anticipate the most because I'm very curious to see how the players will tackle this game. It will be so nerve-wracking to see how the players will be cooperating. Players will result in shouting and attacking each other whenever a game fails. It will be so crazy. But I know there will be perfect teams that will finish smoothly as well. And I honestly think this is one of those that will really make the show initiate leaders. Because in times of chaos and uncertainty, it'll take a uniting voice to help people concentrate on the goal and strive to achieve it. In the first season of the reality show, we saw some changes in the games towards the end. The last 2 games were different from what we saw in the original show, but I think that in this second season, the changes might start from the 4th game, because the sheer magnitude of hide and seek game with a knife is just excessive in my opinion. So yeah, I think that game will be changed. And the 4th game will be Sack Race. It's a game that doesn't need alliances, everyone for themselves, and it will be fun that it makes you forget what you're competing for, which is millions of dollars. I feel like this will be one of those games that will make me laugh and grind my teeth at the same time. It'll be quite something. As for the 5th game, we go back to the original and do the jump rope. Now, this is a game that won't favor those who are not fit, although I think that an actual rope will be used instead of whatever strong rope that was used in the original show to make players were pushed off to their deaths. So an actual rope, and no, players won't fall from a great height in the air. I think the last altercation will be that players have to cross one by one on the bridge, and it will be interesting to see how that goes. The first season of the TV show had several mini games and tasks in between the games that gave players advantages, eliminated some players, and so on. So maybe for the mini games, we'll have things like hot potato or hopscotch or so on. And the 6th and final game will probably be something silly like musical chairs or the hand clap game. In the final game in the Squid Game challenge, it was rock, paper, scissors. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like the games I mentioned or something else. But that's about it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe once again. I'll put my recent video in the middle of the screen right now. If you want to check that out, you can. And let me know if I should make other videos on the Squid Game challenge. It's coming quite soon, so I think I'm going to cover it more and I'm so excited.